Hello everybody, welcome to your third installment of YouTube videos to create your algebra textbook. A little error, I said that this was going to be on Monday, but I'm actually assigning this to you now. There's a new strategy out that notes can be seen as kind of like a preview, and so you get those notes down, your brain is kind of getting around those notes, and then you are ready to practice them in class. So we're doing this Friday. Maybe you're doing it Saturday or Sunday night. Why? Just get it done. Aren't they so much fun? Okay, so the notes are also attached to those box plot notes if you have access to a printer. Otherwise, the big pain here is to write down all of these numbers. Oh my gosh, you can do it, I promise. Okay, I'm gonna take a seat and get to it. So, this is, did I say 1.4? Sorry, this is why we take notes. This is why we keep them organized, everybody. Yes, all right. So 1.4, and we're talking about histograms. Histograms, more than box plots, you will see. You will see in newspapers because, you know, newspapers are still a thing. You will see them in magazines or in other, you might see them in social studies. So they show up more than I think box plots do. So for this one, only one item is measured, okay? And another fancier way to say this, which is really what this whole unit is about, is single variable data. So an example of this would be like the weight of all ninth graders. What a comfortable thing to study, right? A non-example would be like weight and height of all ninth graders. So that does not work. That's a non-example, does not work. That's two variables, two things we're measuring. Okay, so for a histogram, you hear bingo? There's a repairman because my husband broke the sink last night. So he's not very handy, but he's very smart and a very nice person. So a histogram displays data in ranges on a bar graph. Couple things, bars will touch. That's an important feature. And to do this, you make a frequency table first. So do that first to organize your data. Okay, so this is an example, and we're going to go through this, and then we're done with our notes. So a group of students were asked to report the number of texts they sent in a single day. 0. Who's doing 0 texts? I want that kid. Oh my gosh. So you've got your frequency table, and so all of this is going to become the x-axis, and that'll make more sense when we actually go to our physical histogram. So I'm going to circle these. This is our x-axis. Okay. And then the frequencies, or our output, becomes our y-axis. Always, always, always. And that's kind of the height of it. So if you're looking for 0 to 19, so I just go along and count these. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 are from 0 to 19. So the frequency is 21. And I'm gonna, color coordinate that in my same colored pencil that you use or your highlighter to use to show that there's 21 numbers here. Okay, and then we notice that this is kind of the odd number, the upper bound. So then these are all these nice numbers by 20s or by 1s or by 5s. However, the histogram is asking you to present the range. Okay, and then we'll do 20 to 39. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, these bars will touch when we make that. And then we have 40 to 59. So actually, if we look, there's nothing from 40 to 59. So we've got 0 there. From 60 to 79, we've just got 1. And then we can fill the rest of this out. So we've got 80 to 99. Those are just 2 of them. 100 to 119, there's just 1 there. 120 to 139. So 120, there's none 20s, but there's these for the 139. So that makes 4 of them. And you can go ahead and color code all of these if you want. I'll maybe skip the underlining and the not underlining just to make that clear, but hopefully with the first 2, how you see the orange and how that relates the number of 21 here, because there's 21 numbers there, or the 4, hopefully that will make it click to see where we're getting those from. So 140 to 159, there's more of those. So 140 starts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's 12 of those. Okay, lots of 150s. Do you think they just rounded? 160 to 179, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and then somebody's going crazy with their text messages. So we don't have any here or here. So there are going to be gaps, even though those are supposed to be bars, but 0, you can't see anything. And there's one person whose parents are just out of their minds. Like, what are you doing all day? Oh my gosh. Okay, so now we're ready to use that frequency table to make a histogram. And so once we've done that work, the histogram kind of all falls into place. So I go over here. So that's the other part of your notes. And so again, on this side is our frequency, our y-axis. Little review of the x and y axis here. I always say this is the y axis because I can cut the y in half there, and x is harder to explain, but it's because it can be cut in half anywhere. But the y, slice it in half going up. Or if you flip the y on top, it looks like an arrow going up. Okay, and along the bottom is whatever the data that we're studying. So for this, it's our number of texts. Okay, so going along the bottom are the first column of our of the frequency table. So we start with 0 and then we're going up by 20s. And it can get, I'm gonna just write them sideways. $120. And then again, I'm getting those numbers by these right here. And then we'll do the rest over here. Sound effects. Oh. All right, 160. I'm gonna write that a little sideways. 180, 200, 220, 240, 260, 280, and then 300, which is off we did not do 300. Okay, and then going up is the frequency, and since nothing gets more than 21, and I know that there's 21 of these, and that'll be on a, you know, I don't know if I'll leave the scaling to you on a test. I think I will give you that because, again, I don't feel like I'm testing that, and I think that creates too much anxiety and like frustration to deal with. So I'm gonna go by, I'm gonna go by ones, but I'm gonna label every 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ugh. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right. So we've got those, and we don't go higher than 21, so I should be fine. So now I'm just reading my frequency chart and filling in the rest. So from 0 to 19, I have 21. So I'm also going to make that orange just so you can see that. And I'm going to actually have some fun with it and go orange and pink, because why not? So for that one, it's orange because I colored it orange. And I'm just going to go one space above 21. And again, they touch, so you want to go all the way here. So what this says is, you know, it's 0 to 19.999999. So it's not 20. It does not include 20. And texts are, you know, a whole number. So decimal points or partial numbers don't really matter. Because you can't send half of a text unless you make a mistake, but that doesn't count. Let's not get into that minutia. Okay. And then the pink one is 4. 20 to 39 is 4. So again, it's important that they're touching because they flow one into the other. This picks up at 20. That's a big deal to me, so they are touching. And then we have 0, so we're not going to have any, but it's still, you know, it's there. It's just you can read that as 0. And so that's supposed to be orange. So my next one's going to be pink. So 60 to 79 is just 1. Let me try to make that dark so you can see it on the camera. Okay. And then we've got 2. The 80 to 99 is 2. And then 100 to 119 is just 1. So you're just reading the table and filling them out. And then 120 to 139 is 4. $140 to $159 is 12. So it gets a little harder if we're coming over. So I'm going to come over from there. This is my 12. I could count up to, right? 12 spaces. And I'm going to look, you know, on a test or something more that your frequency table is filled in correctly. And that, you know, if you're one off here, I will not be checking it that closely, but I might, so. All right, and then 160 to 180 or 179 is 5. I'm just gonna count that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we've got a bunch of zeros until the last crazy texter at 260. I'm just gonna make this pink because I am. I don't know if it's the perfect alternating before that, but that's what it's gonna do. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you make a histogram.